we have a special guest. Today's guest is our very own Shawn Carlow, but before he gets up on stage, I need to remind everyone that the LA Improv Festival starts next Sunday, and we are doing our show at 10 o'clock next week, not 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, there will be a Mad TV reunion right before we do our show with special guest Bill Burr. So come on out next week. There will be shows all week long for the Improv Festival. That will be lots of fun, and I'll be hosting a few of them. So now everybody give a round of applause to Shawn Carlow, who works on the Jimmy Kimmel Show and our show, and we love him to death.
Chad. Is this on? Is it on? No? All right. Oh, there it is. Okay. Good. Thanks. I love how, they brought me out to Shaft, which is, the coolest music in the entire world, and then the mic didn't work, and now it's, buzzing. It's great. This is great. Aren't I cool? Let me demonstrate. This might be a little bit controversial, but I'm going to start out on this might be a rough note, by saying that there is one thing white people can do better than black people. Exhibit tattoos. That's true, right? You can't argue with that. So that's totally true. Hey, Siri, I wanna know what we can do in the future if I should destroy you completely and the entire technology you're based on, because we're heading towards a mechanized future, the so-called singularity, where everyone is going to be subservient to machines. Should I destroy you? Also, Siri, can you tell me where the nearest cake shop is? Oh, that'd be great. Lindsay Lohan, right? She's coming back. You guys excited? She was in a lot of trouble, now she's coming back. She's playing Liz Taylor, right? She's just been cast as Liz Taylor. But I imagine she's gonna play Liz Taylor age 50 and up. We'll get some 20-something to do the younger age, I guess. What else can I tell you? Oh, it's sad, all these child stars that are kind of going down, like Amanda Bynes. She was America's princess, right? And then she hit a car recently and she got a DUI. But it is good that she's transitioning to adult roles. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, hey Herb, how you doing? Herb's here. How about a hand for Herb, guys? He comes here day in and day out and puts up with this nonsense. This awesome nonsense. I'm talking about me, not the cast. Top Story's great. A lot of us have those common nightmares. I'm sure you all know, your teeth are falling out. It's it's supposed to be symbolic of old age. You're falling off a cliff, or there's a madman chasing you and you can't move. You're stuck in place, and he has a knife. We all have these common experiences, right? I don't know if a lot of you are having the new experience, the new nightmare. I bet you are. I'm getting it all the time. You know the one where M. Night Shyamalan is about to finish a new film? It happens a lot. It's not symbolic of anything. It actually probably will happen someday. And it'll have a terrible plot line and horrible twist. A lot of phrases are dead and gone, forever. Like that phrase, better dead than red. Maybe some of you know that. It used to be in communist films a lot. It meant it was better to be dead than to be a communist. But actually I looked it up online. It turns out the phrase better dead than red is not dead. It's just used by a much, much smaller group of people. Dead sea enthusiasts. Give it a minute. Oh, thanks. We got a fan over here. Awesome. So Dick Cheney just had a heart transplant not that long ago. You guys probably heard about that. And he got a new heart. Here's my question. Do you think it came pre-blackened, or are they going to just allow it to blacken over time? We'll see. In November, poor Andy Rooney died, 60 Minutes, right? And then 5 months later, Mike Wallace, pretty much the lead singer of 60 Minutes, right? Died like 5 months later, which kind of goes along with my theory I've always held. There's a 60 Minutes curse. Morley, mark my words, Morley Safer or Ed Bradley, 5 years. I give him 5 years tops. It's a curse. I think bands should update their names. Like, music's pretty bad nowadays. It's cool when bands come back, but they really need to update their names. The most obvious one is Boys to Men, right? Like, they need to be called Middle to Elderly Men at this point. There's like the Eagles. I think they should be called the Bald Eagles by now. Kind of patriotic, makes them more patriotic. They might sell more albums. Rolling Stones should probably be called Gathering Moss. Right? Just saying. A lot of us, myself, I love tribute bands. You guys like tribute bands? Yeah, there's a lot of them like around town all the time in Sunset Strip, whatever. There's one called Led Zeppelin. They play like Led Zeppelin songs. There's tribute bands to like Queen, Beatles, Smiths, whatever you want. And hey, if the band Creed is your cup of tea, there's even a tribute band called Even God Hates Our Music. I went to a political season still in swing. We're starting to get down to brass tacks, we got the 2 candidates now. I saw a kind of thing about this. I went into a barber shop with a friend, and my friend decided to get the Romney cut. So here's what happened. All of the hairstylists surrounded him, held him down, and force cut his hair. That's what the Romney cut is. That's good. We were talking about plastic bags, one of the sketches. Actually, you know what? How about a hand for Tough Story? It's awesome, right? It's awesome. Very good. They were talking about plastic bags in LA, and 2 weeks ago, Hawaii became the first state to pass a plastic bag law. They're outlawing plastic bags at checkout counters. However, I believe that Republicans one day will not believe that the law was born in Hawaii. That's probably what will happen. All right, I'm going to end on this. I'm going to get this. Thank you guys for indulging me. That's nice. It makes me feel warm inside, but in a good way. Things are bleak. Let's face it, things are pretty bleak right now. But there's hopeful signs. There's still hopeful signs. Like the thing where it surrounds us, American entertainment still does great. Everywhere you go, American entertainment is doing great overseas. It's doing great. They even open movies now overseas before they open here. Same with American TV shows, they're doing great. Sometimes when they send American TV shows overseas, they repackage them, they retitle them so the locals can understand a little bit more what the show's about. Actually, according to Jim right now, is gone worldwide. Here's what according to Jim is called in France. This Jim, he is not so funny, no? Here's what it's called in Australia. According to John Belushi's unfunny brother. And here's what it's called in Israel, according to Jim. The Holocaust was pretty terrible, but this is a close second. All right, thanks a lot, you guys. You're great.